Most best Switch games lists are useless to you because the best game in the world is worthless if it needs a free weekend you don't have. You get an hour after bedtime. So this list asks the question that matters when time is that tight. What's actually best for your hour? 15 Switch games for you gamer dads and moms that you can pause the second a kid calls out, that hand you something real in 30 minutes, and that are still there tomorrow night. Kids are finally down, the house goes quiet, you pick up the Switch. This is your parent hour, and these 15 games are built for it. Some run 2 hours, some run 50, and that's the point. Length isn't the question, it's whether they fit the hour you've got. No particular order, let's get into it. Katana ZERO. You see the future, so you plan a room full of one-hit kill enemies as a puzzle. Slow down time, strike, and restart the instant you die until the whole thing flows in one clean run. It's a fast side-on action game, about 5 hours long. The catch for short sessions. Action stages have to be cleared in one go, though they run only a few minutes each, and it saves between them. It's a mature, violent one, and the sharpest, most wide-awake game on this list. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. Turn-based strategy. 2 remade games in one package, where you move tanks, infantry, and aircraft across grid maps to capture bases and beat an enemy commander. You take your turn, the enemy takes theirs, and you save partway through a battle and come back to exactly that spot. There's no reflex elements at all, you're just thinking through each move. The 2 campaigns run long, but the game is built entirely from self-contained missions. So one mission is one session. Deep strategy under a friendly look. A good pick for a tired night. Pikmin 4. You crash land on a planet and command swarms of little plant creatures, each type with a different ability to clear obstacles, fight off wildlife, and haul treasure back to your ship. You explore in days, and each in-game day runs about 20 real minutes before night falls and you bank your progress. That structure is the point. The game hands you a clean stopping place every 20 minutes. It's relaxed, real-time strategy that waits for your commands. 12 to 16 hours all in, and you never lose progress by quitting between days. Sea of Stars. Turn-based RPG built in the style of the SNES classics but modernized. No grinding, timed button presses that boost your attacks and blocks, and a day-night system you control to solve puzzles. You play 2 heroes channeling sun and moon magic against an alchemist threat. Save anywhere. Around 27 hours, and it works in 30-minute pieces over weeks because it's a story you come back to. Not one long sitting. If the 90s RPGs were your era, this is built for that memory. Eastward. A story-driven action-adventure in detailed pixel art. You play a quiet digger and a young girl with strange powers, traveling from an underground society up into a decaying world, solving environmental puzzles, and fighting through dungeons with weapons and her abilities. It auto-saves every time you move between areas, so stopping is easy. One honest note, on Switch it can stutter in busy scenes. 30 to 40 hours, heavy on story and atmosphere, with a cooking system and a whole retro RPG tucked inside it. Luigi's Mansion 3. You explore a haunted hotel, one floor at a time, using a vacuum to catch ghosts and solve physics puzzles, with the green clone called Luigi for trickier rooms or a second player. Each floor is a self-contained themed puzzle box with its own boss, and the game saves as you finish them. It's funny and great looking, scary only in a cartoon way. Around 11 hours. The floor structure makes it easy in pieces, and the co-op makes it one of the simplest here to share with a kid. Drop one in the comments. Which of these is already in your library and gathering dust? Curious what you've got sitting there. Chants of Sennaar. You arrive in a tower where you can't understand a word anyone says or writes, and the entire game is working the languages out from context, matching symbols to meanings in a journal. Then, using what you've learned to solve gates and climb higher. It auto-saves between areas. The puzzles follow you out of the room. You'll crack one while doing the dishes. 14 to 19 hours of quiet, clever deduction. Moonlighter. You're a shopkeeper who secretly adventures. By night, you fight through procedurally arranged dungeons collecting loot. By day, you run your shop, pricing and selling what you found to fund better gear. It saves when you enter and leave dungeons and after a sales day, so a full dive and sell cycle is a tidy session. But here's the catch. It doesn't save deep inside a floor, so dying mid-dungeon can cost you that run. You should play it a little carefully there. 15 to 20 hours and the loop always gives you a clean place to stop. Metroid Dread. A side-on action-adventure where you explore a hostile planet as bounty hunter Samus, earning abilities that open new paths while near-unkillable robots stalk you and force tense escapes. If you've still got some energy left tonight, this is the one to reach for. Around 8 hours, fast and precise. It saves at stations rather than anywhere, so each sitting asks a bit more commitment than the gentler picks. But 8 hours means you can finish it across a couple of weeks of evenings, and for anyone who grew up on this series, it lands exactly the way it should. Pokémon Legends Arceus. A more open, action-led take on Pokémon set in the distant past. Rather than constant battling, you sneak through wild areas, throw balls at Pokémon directly, and fill out a research log by studying and catching them. You can save anywhere, and half an hour gets you real progress. New catches, a research task or two done. Around 25 hours for the story. The one more catch pull is real, so set yourself a stopping point. As a low-pressure loop to dip into, it's hard to beat. Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope. It looks like a kid's game and hides one of the smarter strategy systems on Switch. You move a team across battlefields, take cover, chain dashes, and team jumps, and combine spark powers for big turns. Looser and more forgiving than most tactics games. Nothing happens until you act, so it plays fine when you're tired, and you can save anywhere. About 18 hours. An easy one to enjoy in a single sitting after the kids are down. Coffee Talk. You run a late-night coffee shop in a city of humans, elves, and orcs, serving drinks while regulars tell you about their lives. The gameplay is making the right drink from a list of ingredients and listening. A visual novel with the light brewing puzzle on top. It moves through nights, so there's a natural place to stop every 15 or 20 minutes, and it's all dialogue over a quiet soundtrack, so it plays fine with the low volume. Short game overall. A few calm evenings sees it through. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore. A turn-based RPG and a Switch exclusive, set in modern Tokyo where teenage pop idols moonlight as monster fighting heroes, crossed over with Fire Emblem characters. Combat runs on exploiting weaknesses to trigger session attacks, long chains where your whole party piles onto one enemy. You can save anywhere. One thing to know, it's Japanese voiceover with English text, so you'll be reading. Around 50 hours, which makes it the value pick. If you only buy a couple of games a year, 50 hours you chip at 30 minutes at a time is a lot of evenings from one box. A short hike. You play a bird visiting a national park, and your goal is to reach the summit. You climb, glide, and fish your way up an open little island, finding hikers to help and treasures that let you climb higher. There's no combat and no fail states. You explore at your own pace and reach the top. The whole thing runs under 2 hours, so you can see all of it in one evening, and it saves on its own if you stop early. The gentlest game on this list. The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. A vast open world across a Hyrule of floating islands and underground depths. And the heart of it is building. You fuse objects and assemble machines, vehicles, and weapons to solve problems however you invent. You save anywhere. It is 50 plus hours, but it breaks into pieces perfectly. One shrine, one contraption, one corner of the map is a complete 30 minutes. It never needs the free weekend you don't have. It gives back exactly the time you put in, which is why a game this big still fits the hour you've got. So that's 15. Every one of them lets you stop when you need to and picks back up exactly where you left it. That's the whole idea here. Games that are best for your parent hour, the one you actually get, not the one a game wishes you had. If that's what you're after, hit like, subscribe, and there's a Ko-fi link in the description if you want to support the channel. Whatever you load up tonight, hope it's a good hour. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.